Iba, Orunmila, Iba, Iba, Isha, all the mothers, presidents, Iba Baba, to all the fathers of every president, Iba Imole, Iba Orisha, Iba Shango, Iba Mole, Iba Mosoki, Isanga, Osu, Iba Jemuja, Ojaba, Jewa, Jeba, Isa, Iba, 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 Iba Biyebe, Iba Yamu Sorunga, Iba Orunmila, Iba Orunmila, Iba Orunmila, Iba Jungin, to all the ancestors from the maternal and paternal side of the present, Iba Oruo, Iba Jibona, Iba Baba Iba, to all the teachers, Iba Raba, Iba Koda, Iba Sheda, Iba Raba Eri, Iba Oruaje, Iba Rabaje, Iba Kodaje, Iba Shedaje, Iba Jibonaje, Iba Janibaje, Iba Babalawaje, Iba Orishaje, Iba to everyone present here, Baba Andre, to his son, to my family, to all our family members, maternal and paternal side, respect and reverence to all our fellow humans. You want to start now? No, good. Brianna, nice to know the lesson. The ocean is closer than the beginning of the the world is after the other side of the night, the realize there is no longer the They use their resources to further education and for their big family relatives. These are declarations of the past and future. What is future? For every heaven and earth quote, you either research what is future. Although the mind is future. One father is future. It is before pleasing any other desire. One's father is future. It is before pleasing any other desire. 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 Our prayer of thanks. Otira, Idete, repeat after me. To show gratitude upon gratitude. Is he a wall of all gratitude? To display benevolence upon benevolence. Is he a wall of all benevolence? Whoever does not show gratitude. Say yesterday's gratitude. Benevolence. Such a person will not receive today's gratuity. These were the declarations of the five to the 401 Orunmila. I'm going to marry the daughter of Orisha Boudi. They also declared the same to Orunmila. I'm going to marry Opeth, the daughter of Orisha Boudi. I am grateful. I receive my gratuity. I am grateful for yesterday's favor. I shall receive today's gratuity. I am very grateful. Awadute, oh, we have come to demonstrate our gratitude. We have come to receive our blessings. We have come to demonstrate our gratitude. We have come to receive our blessings. We have come to demonstrate our gratitude for all of yesterday's favors. We are sure of receiving today's blessing. Olodumare, Orunmila, all the Orishas, our Ekbe, Egungun, all the benevolent spirits that empower us. Thank you. In the name of Olodumare, thank you for being here this morning, for being with Baba Anthony, for him letting us take the lead on the prayers this morning. And thank you for bringing his son. Thank you for all of us for having good health, for having shelter, for being in a country where we can all have an opportunity to have our families okay. We thank you. We thank you for everything. Anybody want to give thanks?
Okay, let's be thankful to come together, worship Ifa, study Ifa together.
Who wants to go next? Prayer of forgiveness. Who wants to do that? You want to do it? Okay, do Iroso and Tutu.
Yes.
Having done without ceasing is a guilt to consider. This is the Father's path for everything. The child of Advaita, he whose attitude is not acceptable. He who is full of bad character. He who is bad attitude and preventing him from coming from holiness. Now, you have come to solicit on behalf of the people. You have come to beg on behalf of the people. Father, please be patient and overlook this complication. We have come to beg on behalf of the people. Orunmila responded that those of you who come to solicit on behalf of the people, those who are begging on behalf of the people, and he was cast them out. Those who beg on behalf of the people.
Baba, you want to do the life?
Let's do this one. Obey. Orunmila.
The king who moves human beings, the king who moves human destiny, the king who supports and assists human beings, the king who molds human character, the king who molds human beings is the name given to Orunmila. The king who molds human destiny is the name given to Orunmila. The kingdom supports and assists human beings in the name given to one body. Ora Gumnati, I call you by your formula, which is known as You are the one who help in organizing one's life for one's life to be fruitful. You are the one who help in organizing one's life for one's life to be rewarded. Come and help in organizing our life for it to be blessed with wealth, for it to be blessed with children, for it to be blessed with all the things of life. It is important to see the depth of it. It is impossible to see the depth of the sea. Do not let the world put you in your name. Do not let them keep this phrase. It is important and possible to see the depth of a river. Or what I am doing, do not let human beings live up before me. Or I remember, I call you by your formula, which is known as Believe that my matter be fruitful in the Lord of my life forevermore. Say that with me.
Let's go. We can go into our songs now, and then we'll go.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Go, you start the song.
Ashe Orisha Lenumio, Ashe Orisha Lenumi, Boko Aunti Moka Mami Wiro, Irumoleoka. Gao, Ashe Orisha Lenumi,
Ashe Orisha Lenumio, Ashe Orisha Lenumi.
If we stand up and pray, if we bend down and pray, if we bend down and pray, right? If we sit down and pray, Ori will hear all of our prayers.
Orieni laure yeni orieni laure yeni motilo omuri orieni laure yeni
Orieni laure yeni orieni laure yeni motilo omuri orieni laure yeni. One's Ori. Say that translation. One's Ori.
One's Ori is one step of time to our success. One's Ori is one step to our success. When I wake up in the morning, I hold on to my head. One's Ori is one time to our success.
I can sing that one.
You can just
all the prayers we offer, Father, here in heaven. All the reverences that we gave today, Father, here in heaven. Orunmila, Father, you have heard everything that we have said. I shall do my
Many blessings to you all. It's the process of morning prayers is always one that is so important. And folks don't realize how not easy it is. It is lengthy, you have to dig yourself into. So many blessings to you all and your beautiful family. So welcome everybody. My name is Baba Anthony and I'm the head awo with Okamra Sobe Temple here in Miami, Florida. Today I'm blessed to be in the home of Baba Julio and Iya Yesenia and with their beautiful family. And I'm thankful to be here with them today to talk Ifa, share Ifa, and to commune together in the name of Ifa. So the blessings will not stop on this one, I believe. So that being said, today's topic is Orunmila, the pillar of Ifa spirituality. We all understand, or at least we all, I think, know a little bit about Orunmila, right? Mm-hmm. We know his position. He is the one that is endowed with divine wisdom. He is the one that has shared the knowledge of Ifa throughout Yoruba land around the world. That has been his responsibility. Orunmila is the one that is witness to our destiny, right? Before we come to live the life that we come to live. And then Orunmila through Ifa is the one that is responsible for then showing us our destiny, right? Giving us the opportunity to know what our prenatal choice was. So, and when I say that prenatal choice, that before we decided to come to live this life on earth and made decisions of what we wanted to accomplish in our life, it was Orunmila that was witness to that decision making and that reveals that through us once we have our life OD. And so he holds a pretty important position. And now one of the things that I also want to discuss is the idea of the definition of spirituality. Our elders, Chief Shalom Bade Popola, and our teachers, our Baba Ifas, have discussed the conversation of spirituality versus religion. And spirituality, for us, Ifa spirituality, if we look at the definition of spirituality, we think about Ifa's care over how our spirit and how our inner selves is and how we live our lives better, right? It's not a focus on trying to gain material things. It's not a focus on trying to get a better job. It's not a focus to filling our bank account, but it's a focus on us and improving ourselves from the inside, right? To make us better humans. And so that's why I use that term today, the pillar of spirituality. And if we think about what pillars are, if we look at a building and we see a pillar, right? That pillar is the support beam that holds it's the foundation between the foundation and the roof. It's what holds things stable and steady in your life. And that's how I like to think about Ifa, right? Ifa keeps me holding strong. It keeps me thinking about, the things that I always need to focus on. When I get distracted, I always find Ifa correcting me. That's always the most important thing to understand. And I have a few anecdotal stories which I'll share with you all off camera about how that's happened to me in my own life, and it's always quite entertaining. But I'll share those stories later. So let's get into it. As we're thinking about today's topic, Orunmila, the pillar of Ifa spirituality, let's think about a few questions that I think I want to answer when we're during this discussion. And so the first thing is, what was Orunmila's destiny, right? We all have an Ori. We all have a set destiny. Even the Irumole and the Orisha that came to live their lives on this earth, right? And so if we can begin to think about that, what is Orunmila's destiny, we'll start to understand a little bit better. Next thing I want us to think about is, as you all learn the stories of Ifa, which you need to the different Odus, how does Orunmila practice being our pillar. Like, what are some of the things that he does in many of the stories, right? And then the last question I want us to consider is, what are his expectations of his devotees, right? And so those are the things that I want us to be able to think about as we're going through the conversation today about Orunmila, the pillar of Ifa spirituality. So let's go to the Odu of Obe-She. That's Obe on the right and Oshe on the left. All right. Can you all repeat after me, please? The cripple painted himself with chalk.
The cripple painted himself with chalk.
The cripple was casting Ifa.
The cripple was casting Ifa.
Ajantete, the owl of the roadside.
Ajantete, the owl of the roadside.
They were the ones who cast Ifa for Orunmila.
They were the ones who cast Ifa for Orunmila.
Whose Ori would complete all assignments.
Whose Ori would complete all assignments.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So, in this Odu, we have the story of when Orunmila was selecting his own Ori, right?
Choosing his destiny.
Yes, choosing his destiny. What would he do? And when he went to see Olodumare, he was actually given a specific assignment, right? It's not only did he choose to be who he was when he came to live this life, this was part of an assignment that was given to him directly by Olodumare. And so he decided that he would be the mender of broken destinies. He would be the one that would come down and support us to change our challenging times to good times. He would be the one that would support us in helping us find our spouses. He would be the one to help us finding all the array that we're looking for. And so he goes to Olodumare, he makes this request, and Olodumare says, yes, that is beautiful. But, has that conversation with Orunmila and say, well, you're going to do this, but this is going to not be one-time deal. You're going to be doing this over and over again. And so Orunmila had many different lives that he lived where he came through this process of mending our lives as Ifa practitioners. And so as he was coming, each time that he came to live his life, he lived a very interesting and blessed life. He had many students that he had taught Ifa to. He had many students who he passed on the knowledge of Ifa to that not only assisted him, but assisted the community and assisted the world, right? As I explained in the beginning, if we're thinking about how Orunmila is focused on our internal person, right? That was his goal. Now, the most beautiful thing about Orunmila's life is not only did he come to do this work, which is challenging, he was blessed with all of the good things that he sought for himself. He was blessed with long life. Yeah. He was blessed with a good spouse. He was blessed with wonderful children. He was blessed with good homes. He was blessed with all of these wonderful things. But he wasn't someone that kept this to himself. All of his blessings were then shared with the community and those that were around him. Right? So he came to do good and spread goodness through all of the blessings that he had. He would give back and share with others. And so this powerful story of Orunmila choosing his destiny is one that, it inspires me. It inspires me to think about, first, I think before I really got into it when I was a young child, I thought to myself, what did I come here to do? And this started when I was young. I was like 12, 13. I had a thought to myself, what is this all about? Why are we here? I did attend church as a young child, because it was just something that my parents did. And then I was introduced maybe around 13 or so to all of this, Ifa, Orisha, and all of the stuff in the diaspora. And I was always on that search. And then it was Ifa that opened my eyes. It gave me more information about how to live better, about how to assist others in what we do. And I teach that to my children. I say, we don't come here to just do the things that we need to do. We live a life of service. We live a life of service like Orunmila did. And that's going to be our purpose. And I stress that for all Ifa devotees. Understand that we're not just here for us, but we're here to live a life of service. And then in the meantime, Olodumare will make sure that we're taken care of. And those are things that we need to consider when we're having that discussion. Right? Can we live our life like Orunmila? As the Christians say, what would Jesus do? I say to you all, what would Orunmila do? Right? Right? Sorry. Okay, so now let's move on to the next verse. How did Orunmila, show or work for the people that he was around, that he served? So we're going to go to the Odu of the Obe. That's Obe on the right and Obe on the left. And that's two Obes. Eji or Meji means two. So Eji Obe means two Obes. So please repeat after me. O to to to.
O to to to.
O ro ro ro.
O ro ro ro.
Separately do we erect our homes.
Separately do we erect our homes.
Separately do we live in our homes.
Separately do we live in our homes.
The wisdom which we use to erect our homes.
The wisdom which we use to erect our homes.
Is not as great as the wisdom that we use to live in our homes.
It's not as great as the wisdom to live in our homes.
It's not as great.
I love
It's
it.
not as great.
It's not as great
as the wisdom we use to live in our homes.
as the wisdom.
It's not
It's
as
okay.
great.
Listen, break it in 4 parts.
It is not as great
It is not as great
as the wisdom
as the wisdom
we use to live in our homes.
we used to live in our homes.
These were the declarations of Ifa
These were the declarations of Ifa
to Orunmila
to Orunmila
when the four Ajobum
when the 4 Ajobum
invaded the city of Ile-Ife.
invaded the city of Ile-Ife.
They refused to go.
They refused to go.
Okay. He was advised to offer a boat.
He was advised to offer a boat.
He complied.
He complied.
I see. So this particular story comes from the Odu of Ejiope. This story to me exemplifies who Orunmila is and his work that he wanted to accomplish. So in Ile-Ife, this is in Yoruba land in West Africa, there was death, there was sickness, there was loss, there were many, many challenges that the community was facing. And Orunmila tried and tried. He was offering a bow. He was doing everything that he could to try to repair the destiny of this community that was facing so many challenges. And it had gotten to the point in his life that he was beside himself. He got lost. He really didn't know what to do. We say here, what is the definition of insanity? Right? What is that doing?
Do the same thing and expect different results.
Right. So he was. That's kind of where he found himself in that place. He was like, I don't know if I can continue. I might need to leave, and this is their destiny to have this way. He just didn't believe that. So he decides to go see 2 of his students that were Babalaos to have them cast the Ifa for him. And they cast the Ifa for Orunmila, and they told him, they said, Baba, we see here the challenges that are going on. One, you need to offer a bow. Yeah, that's not shade. And you need to do a special ceremony called a tutu. Right? This particular ceremony, while it's like an bow, but it's like it's a step further. It's a community. It's a community type of work that you're doing to try to bring healing to that area, right? And so sometimes when things are extremely challenging, we need to turn to an Etutu ceremony to help improve people's lives. So this is our shame. And they says, Baba, when you offer this bow, the death that is happening is going to turn to wealth. The loss that's happening is going to turn to longevity. The sickness is happening. All these things are going to change, right? And so Orunmila says, Ashe. So quickly as they could, they offered a bow. The particular tutu that they needed to do was that they needed to get coconut, obi, and atare. If I'm not mistaken, they had to go to 4 separate corners. And as they got to each corner, they took the obi and the atare and the other items, and they threw them to chase death. As they threw, death started running away, and Orunmila and his 2 students were chasing after death with this obi and atare. And when death fell down, death had now turned itself into wealth. Orunmila was like, Ashe, right? He's now finding himself moving. The same thing happened with sickness. The same thing happened with loss. They went to each corner and were throwing the Obianyatare and chased away the negativity from this town. And this is how Orunmila was then able to change the destiny of Ile-Ife to improve it for the better. That to me is an extremely, extremely powerful story, because this is what we want from our prophet, if you will, right? This is what we want from Orunmila. This is what we want for the Orisha, for them to work so hard to fight for us to live a better life,
Sure.
right? As Ifa devotees, if we find ourselves in a low place, we must never give up hope. We must always understand that Ifa will provide the answer that we need in order to find the success that we are looking for. Right? Does that make sense to you
Yes.
all? Right? And
Yes,
so
we live it.
I said,
We lived it, and we're growing and
I
learning.
said,
We see it all the time, the protection that Ifa gives this family.
I said, yeah, I think the same thing, about my family too. It's like every time when I think things are getting challenging, it is Ifa that brings me back, brings my family back to bring us to understand the support that we need in our life.
Sure.
Right? He gives us the messages, he gives us the advice, he gives us the direction that we need. And so those are the things that we have to think about as Ifa devotees. Now, let us go to another story from a verse from Oyeku Nilobe. It's Oyeku on the right and Ogbe on the left. In this Odu, we're going to talk about Orunmila's expectations for his devotees, because there are certainly challenges that will come to us through just everyday living in life, but there are also things that we can do to avoid living those challenges within our life.
To avoid, and you're saying what he expects from us too, when those challenges come, on how to behave. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So let's go through this verse of Oyeku Nilobe. Please repeat after me. We shall continue
We shall continue
to handle it with caution.
to handle it with caution.
The awo of meekness.
The award of meekness.
This was the declaration
This was the declaration
of Ifa to Orunmila.
of Ifa to Orunmila.
When the rope of Ifa
When the rope of Ifa
was to be handed over to him.
was to be handed over to him,
He was advised to offer a bow.
he was advised to offer a bowl.
He complied.
He complied.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So this particular verse is about the rope of life. Can anyone think about, as far as Ifa tools, what would be the representation of the rope of life? Yes, the okwele. Yes, right? The okwele. That is the rope of life, right? Ifa handed the rope of life to Orunmila. That was how he was able to access the divine information in order to support his devotees, right? It's through the divination process that he can come to be with us. Now, that also means the rope of life has a set of character traits and beliefs that are what I call the tenets of Ifa. They are the expectations of all of his devotees. And if we find folks not living with these tenets, then this is where we start to question what's going on. How is their character? What is it they're dealing with? So let's talk about the different traits that Ifa expects from us. First is truthfulness, right? This is speaking truth through your words, right? Speaking truth through your words and everything that you say. It is when you say something that it can be proven as a fact. That's how confident you should be in the truth that you're speaking. Right? Next, we want to think about honesty. Honesty is in relation to how we act and what we do when people aren't looking. Right?
Yeah.
I can say I'm an honest person, but if Bob's not looking and I'm like, I really like this, I'm gonna put this in my bag. That's not me living an honest life. Those are the things that we need to think about, right? Those are the expectations we have to think. Benevolence. Benevolence means the kindness that we show to others. Right? It can be a challenging world where people will want to push you. They want to put you in a place where it feels impossible to be kind back. But I started to understand that sometimes we need to kill them with kindness.
Sure.
Right? Move away from the situation if you find somebody putting you in that place. But benevolence is kindness. It's doing for others. It's not trying to live your life walking past folks and never saying hi or acknowledging they're there. Yeah. Right? It's easy to pass the homeless person on the street. Just be like, yeah, I have some.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got something in my bag as I'm walking by. That's an easy thing to do. So we work to be benevolent, to be kind to others. Right? What's the next? Hopefulness. Hopefulness. Right? Orunmila, Ifa, all of the Orishas want us to have a sense of hopefulness in our life that tomorrow will be better. No matter how challenging today is, tomorrow will be better. And if it's not, then that's where we have to start to analyze and work towards making it better. Because we don't want to live a life of, man, things are hard and tomorrow's going to be hard. And because that brings us down. That brings our spiritual energy down. That puts us in a place where things feel extremely, extremely challenging. And it's sort of our own form of sabotage, right? Yeah. We're having doubt. Patience. This is one of the most difficult things ever. Yeah. Because as soon as you ask, when is it my turn? I've been patient. That's the definition of not being patient. That's it. There's no other definition. That's it. Because when you ask, hey, I've been patient. No, you're not. Because being patient is waiting until it arrives. Doesn't mean you stop working. It doesn't mean you turn off and sit down and do nothing, right? With patience comes dedication. Dedication to your own personal self-improvement. Dedication to the bettering of your mind, the bettering of your body, the bettering of your soul, the bettering of your relationships. Right? Dedication is vast. And I'm a teacher. I think you all know that. I'm a teacher, and I hear some of my students talk about dedication. And they say, well, I'm dedicated to basketball, but I have C's in my other classes. No, you're motivated to play basketball. Motivation and dedication are two different things. Motivation requires your love for that thing in order for you to work to be good at it. Dedication is doing the things you hate. That's it. And just doing them. Doing them until you get better. That's dedication. And so I try to explain that to my students in the classroom. It's like, we have to understand, you don't enjoy that English class. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter because, one, that's your job. You're a kid, so you get to have a job going to school. You get to have a job to learn and improve yourself, and then understand that all of that education will be for the later part of your life when you really need it, right? As parents, we have to think about being dedicated to our home life, our finances, our love, whatever it may be. Those are just things we have to do. It's a part of everything, right? So I like to drill dedication because that one for me, it's hard for me. Trust me.
Consistency is, right there with dedication. Mm-hmm. I mean, just to, give it a little identity.
Yeah, that's right. You don't quit. Understanding. I think I skipped over this one. Understanding. Understanding is knowing that there's always another side to the story. There's always more. Right? We need to view situations and understand that they may be going through things in their own life, and it's okay. Right? So it may not work out. It's okay. That's fine. After dedication, and then humility. Humility. This one is to know that you're never trying to put yourself above others. Right? You are who you are. You live your life and you try to live it to the best of your ability. But we try never to make ourselves I'm better than them. That's not humility. We have to take a step back from that and say, I need to focus on myself, hearing the challenges that we do have, and then trying to work on those if they apply, and then understanding when things don't apply to us. So these are expectations that Ifa has for all of his devotees. It's through the rope of life that Ifa gives us the ability to move in the proper direction. Whenever we have divinations for ourselves, whenever we do Oshe Ifa, whenever we're there's always a character reference, right? And this character reference for all of us is how we try to improve ourselves. This is what Ifa is saying, hey, we need to consider something here. We need to have a focus, a shift in our mind so we can continue this. I don't know how many of you ever thought about living our life and trying to meet our destiny, but it's never like this. It's always like this. It's right, and never that straight line. We're always jumping off bar, and it's simply based on the decisions we make, the things we do, the ways that we sort of shift ourselves, the people we encounter. Things are always changing.
And like he says, if you notice, every time we do a Sheifa, every time we give Obi, it's always times patience. It's always times, because it's so important. A character, whenever we do a balls, you got taboos, you got advices, and always those advices are already on the way. You should be behaving during these 17 days on the way because that's really what it's all about. Because we are the ones with our characters. We got our destinies. That's why he found always like, portate bien. That's in Spanish, you'll behave good.
I say, that's so true. And so with that, let me bring it back together and wrap it up. So, Orunmila, the pillar of Ifa spirituality, right? Orunmila chose as his destiny to come here to be the one to support us, to help us live our destiny, help us understand our destiny, to walk the right path. He's demonstrated that through not only the story that I shared in Ethiopia, but many, many stories throughout Ifa. Right? As we study Ifa, we start to learn the importance of Orunmila in our life and why we should hear the advices. And last but not least, if we adhere to the character expectations that are placed upon us, that we are going to reach our destiny no matter what it is. Right? We're going to get to that place that we need to get to. And so it's a continuing process. It's not an ending process. I've reached it. It goes beyond this life even. And that's for another subject, but that's the idea behind Ifa. I believe that Ifa is our support throughout all of our life, just here to support our destiny, here to give us the leadership and the understanding that we need as people to then affect our community better. Right. So I hope those messages are clear. I hope they're helpful. Does anybody have any questions, any thoughts, any reflections? No.
I feel like the whole, character, all the different types of character that we need to have is the most important. To be able to reach our destiny. And as long as you have good character, everything comes to you.
That's it.
Yep. It says it all right there.
Yeah. So before we're going to offer Oshe this morning, and before we do that, I just have a couple of announcements that I want to share. First, the temple has a Patreon, which is it's called the Ifa Temple of Miami Study Group. Wednesday nights we have study sessions, and the first study session of the month is open to everybody. It's free. So I always try to send out links to the various forums that I'm a part of and have folks join us. We have folks that will come from the West Coast of the United States, out in Europe, whatever. They may join us and hop in for a quick conversation. And then for the members, the remaining Wednesdays of the month, where we're talking about the different aspects of Ifa. We have some lessons on Oshe, the Uri, many different ways. And so this is a way for us to one, come together and talk Ifa together on these Wednesday evenings, as well as to have support for the temple so that we can continue to have events throughout the year. We just had Chief pull up in town last November. We're looking to celebrate our Odun Ifa during the summer, our temple celebration during the summertime, as well as even trying to travel to Nigeria. So those are things that we are currently working on. So consider joining. It is $16 a month, so consider being a part of that as well. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Okara Sunday Temple through Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever it may be, because I'm always happy to answer questions as well. So let's continue with O'Shea.
I guess first give water and everything. All right, who wants to give water? Let's go. Go ahead, sir.
Where's it go?
No, yeah, just go ahead and do some money again.
Music.
Alolo mi kupis for water, pure from water. Tell me the room, I feel no calamabo. The main problem is showing me on the video process is an abomination and is of community to find out the hollow number of the that. But we do one that in the fact I say all of the money. What do you look at? Alcohol. ITFS, the priest of ITFS. ITFS, the priest of ITFS. The FFS negotiating with you refuse to comply with the character of the definition was called Paparada. Who would drink to kill his enemies, about what become their Mumbai and Fa. Will be killing them. Ashe, Olodumare. Yeah, let her read. You want to read some info? I don't know. Lepo, Abipa Fumalo, Pisamo, Dumari Bari Tolumbo Wasaje, Ebono, Itoase, Bebo, Alapalo, Alepalo Mo, Lepo, Michelle Dumare.
Depends on the task of somebody else.
Okay, so. All right, so Orunmila. Papa Sevilla in the presence with Baba Anthony, his son,
Coleman,
Coleman, father, my wife, my oldest daughter, Rosa, my son, Rosa, and my oldest daughter, today, this morning in the presence, we are giving you thanks, we ask for forgiveness, and now we are asking for the things that we need, and we ask to please take away from our lives, equal sickness, take away equal death, out of sickness, enjoy litigation, all four losses of all these things, take away depression, take away emotions, take away bad thoughts, take away bad influences from our children and our adult lives. Bring to our lives, please, Peter, our cool longevity. Peter, our God, Leo War, Leo More, Leo Core, Peter, Siwaju, Peter, Sejoni, Peter, Lafia, Peter, Bobo, in our lives. Keep us, please, united together as the Odila was revealed by the Kola Okun, the Rachel, let us work in groups, let Okana, so the temple grow with faithful followers. Please bring those that need and guidance. Make a way for us to unite and to keep growing. Shall Orunmila. We give you this Orobo as an offering. We ask you to accept. BPR, Dika, Boom, Boom, BPR. Father, in the nation of Orunmila, we use your Orobo very much. We go through death when they are found soon. That's the book. I'll use Orobo very common until we go through death. And when we use Orobo very common until we go through the life of substance with non bodies. I must not see them anymore. BPR, Dika, Boom, Boom, BPR. Forever. There you go. Read. Kila mokala Orobolo, Alafia. We have given you progress in our community. There you go. Somebody wants to take a little bite, please?
So, our OB and the rowboat was accepted. Again, many blessings to the family, many blessings to you all. So, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful and blessed